Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Super Tees video. And Blizzard has just changed massively how you are going to gear up. Pretty much all previous iterations of guides towards gearing are going to be nullified from this change, and it is likely going to be a pretty positive one overall, but it's an important one to know about moving forward. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with changes related to World of Warcraft, then smash that subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Now, it comes as no surprise that it has been quite confusing on how to gear up a character so far in Season 3 of Dragonflight. Previously, there were trophies of strife to earn to upgrade World PvP gear. Honor vendors aren't having the gear on their vendors until a week later, and it's been very confusing as to how should you ascertain the best PvP gear in the fastest manner. And now with this update, things are going to be clarified. So they are resetting trophies of strife. So if you did manage to get one of those from the World PvP quest like I did, it's not going to matter. It's not going to be used to upgrade your gear. They're introducing a completely new format. Shortly after maintenance on Wednesday, we applied a hotfix that inadvertently caused certain rewards from upcoming PvP season to become available to players purchasable with Season 2 currencies, specifically trophies of strife and optional reagents used to add PvP item level onto crafted items. We have since deployed a fix for that situation and want to clarify what to expect for players who may have acquired them. Trophies of Strife are no longer obtainable from the Sparks of Life quest for this week, and players who completed it during this window will have their currency reset to 0 at the start of Season 3, as there is nothing available this week to purchase with Trophies of Strife. Players will not have an advantage over others, so anybody who did manage to cheese the mechanics and get this, you don't have to worry about it. They're not getting a huge head start over you. Items crafted with the Verdant trophies or crests have had their PvP item level set to the equivalent Honor and Conquest equivalent of Season 2. Excess of these items have been converted to poor quality and will not be usable for further crafting, despite what their tooltip implies, and should be vendored. Once Season 3 begins on Tuesday, a new batch of Verdant reagents will be available from vendors as intended. As always, you will be able to recraft your existing gear with Sparks of Dreams to use these trophies. This includes players who may have used a Verdant trophy or crest this week. Additionally, we'd like to take this opportunity to clarify a couple things going into the new season. This is the important part of the update. PvP gear of all sorts has been migrated into the new upgrade system and will require flight stones and crests to upgrade rather than honor or trophies of strife. Now, that is only the PvE item level. They are introducing new ones, new currencies to upgrade the PvP item level. So if you're a PvP only player, this is going to be important. Trophies of Strife will be used to purchase the upgraded version of War Mode gear, which is 486 item level. Last season's Conquest gear is 450. That is 36 item levels directly from Militia herself. And this is the quest giver in the PvP room in Valdrakken. These items will only cost bloody tokens and Trophies of Strife. You do not need the base item to upgrade. Okay, so now we're thinking like, hey, you know, Trophies of Strife, I think you got like 8 every week, and you were kind of time gated on them, right? And it would restrict your gearing up, and you try and select specific items like a weapon or a belt or your best stats on your off pieces, like I've suggested in my PvP guide. But this one's going to be a bit different, and it's pretty wild. Trophies of Strife are now a currency with a catch-up mechanism built in, beginning on week 2. Although visible from week 1, players who fall behind their weekly Sparks of Life quest can purchase catch-up Trophies of Strife for 3,500 honor each until you have caught up. So it looks like these Trophies of Strife are likely going to be acquired through honor, which is a lot different. It's a little bit uncertain as to whether or not these are going to be, you know, based off the weekly quest or not. But it's definitely going to be important to go into that PvP vendor room and check out all the different vendors and make sure that you're not missing out on something. Because if we are able to purchase multiple of these with honor, this gear is basically like, I want to say 3 or 4 item levels lower than Conquest gear. So if we can get multiple of these trophies in a week with honor, it looks like it may be time gated, this is used for players who fall behind. This is going to be a really important way to catch up your character, unlike in previous seasons where you were just kind of out trophies and there was no chance. This World PvP gear is going to be really important because if you've been playing this week, basically the blue World PvP gear is the best PvP gear in the game, and there are players who have, you know, farmed it out on World PvP quests, just sitting there for hours, just trading blows with the opposing faction and picking up bloody tokens and buying that full set of gear, which is, 20 plus item level advantage. You can also get auction house greens that are 13 item levels, I believe, higher than the current conquest gear, and those together are pushing you upwards of like 465 to 470 item level at the moment, which is close to 20 item levels higher than the current conquest. So if you're not doing that and you're not getting that item level, this week is going to be pretty miserable to participate. But if you are getting it, you're going to be dominating, absolutely. So I would highly recommend that you go and get that, because there's a lot of cases where you're probably going to be losing to somebody, and then you inspect them and you go, oh, that's why they got full blue world PvP gear. But that blue world PvP gear is likely going to be valuable because we're going to upgrade it with this currency and the new system that they are introducing, and there's catch-up mechanics for it. So you're going to be able to upgrade all of that along with banking the conquest gear for your character. So this is really important that you engage with this system, get some of that world PvP gear. If you don't got a lot of time, you don't want to sit there for 2 hours farming guys, then I would recommend at least doing the PvP world quests that pop up and completing them. They usually give like 50 plus bloody tokens from just completion alone, and they sometimes drop the pieces of gear, so you can just skip like 300 bloody tokens on a piece of gear like that. So if you're more casual, just log in, look at the world map while you're in queue for likely the new Blitz Brawl for Battlegrounds, or even for Solo Shuffle Arena or something like that. Look around on the world map, just fly there, complete the quest, and you're going to get enough bloody tokens that I feel like you're going to be more than fully geared and ready for this change on Tuesday, so you can use these trophies and upgrade this gear and not miss out, because this has obviously been a very confusing process. And I know even for myself, I was a bit frustrated trying to find out how to figure out how to get a spark, and do I need to do the campaign. And I think that it is likely recommended that you do complete the campaign on one character, and then I believe there's going to be catch-up mechanics and skips for your alts, likely similar to what it was in Season 2, where you can just get sparks from the Militia quest in Valdrakken, or just randomly awarded to you from rated PvP content. So it's not going to be too difficult at that point. And not to mention that a lot of these quests, at least if you're a Druid in the Emerald Dream, give you some pretty good transformations to your shapeshift forms. I unlocked a random flight form from a quest that originally gave me 1 reputation reward. And I was like, why am I even doing this? Why'd you give me 1 reputation? And suddenly I had a new flight form, and it was an owl, and I was pretty stoked about that. So there's a lot of interesting transmogs to unlock when you go there, and there's not really much else that you can do other than picking up these bloody tokens for this week anyway. So I would definitely recommend doing that. I have also seen some posts on social media that are important for you to know about, which are that it looks like you're going to get conquest from Solo Shuffle even if you only win 1 or 2 rounds, which is a huge quality of life improvement from previous seasons, because before you had to win at least 3, and if you were just starting out, maybe not skilled enough, maybe not geared enough, it was pretty hard to win 3, and you sat in a queue for 30 minutes, and then maybe you won 2, and you got nothing for that. You got nothing to show, nothing for your cap, because to me, 1 round win is still a win, and you should be getting some conquest, and it looks like they've responded to that feedback, and that's going to be a huge quality of life improvement moving forward for this season. So definitely don't, rage leave in a lobby, because now you're actually going to be missing out on conquest towards your cap. But this system change here, don't be worried if your trophies are missing, or don't be worried about people getting ahead. None of that's going through. It looks like we're just going to be purchasing these trophies with honor, and there is now also an account-wide honor token to send honor to your alts. So for me, I was thinking it's going to be really tough to maintain my alts, but I'm just going to play my balanced druid likely, and I'm just going to send excess honor, which I get a lot of, to my alts that are going to buy full honor gear with that. And then I can use that honor to buy these trophies to catch up the world PvP gear from there. So this should likely be actually a much better improvement from the previous 2 PvP seasons overall. So I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below with this change. Is this getting you excited to start up? What types of classes are you guys going to be playing and checking out? Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.